All right, in three, two, one. Welcome back to the Alaska Sports Talk podcast. So glad to have you along wherever you get your podcast. As Isaiah Vreeman, myself, Keaton Homer, along with you. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, wherever, and I mean wherever you
Wherever.
listen to the Alaska Sports Talk podcast. Like, subscribe. We appreciate hearing from all you listeners out there, for sure. So send your comments, send your social media posts, whatever it is. Get in contact with the show. Uh, I would love to like start like a kind of like a fan segment, like submit
That would be
questions.
great. Yeah.
I think
Submit
we could have
questions.
like yeah, like
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, or give us topics to maybe discuss. We've had a few of those
We
email
have.
submissions
You're right.
before, so always take suggestions over things to talk about. I mean, Alaska's such a big state, and there's like things we can't see that are happening, like in
There's
Utqiagvik or, you know, I mean, all
there's
these
things yeah, there's things happening in the
Kotzebue,
south.
wherever. Yeah, I mean, the
Things happening
southeast,
in the
whatever.
southeast that we don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
it is a large state. I
it
was on
is.
the Hawk in Juneau talking with Scott down there, and we were talking about how Alaska's such a big state that it's hard to cover. I mean,
It
it's
is,
things are going on in the peninsula Nick knows about, and then
right?
Scott down in Juneau and Ken up in Fairbanks. I mean, it's just kind of all over the place. And
Yeah,
Carl and
it
other
is.
people all over the state. So yeah, if you've got questions, we definitely have answers. And if we don't have an answer, we'll just make one up. Yeah.
I mean, that's what a lot of news
I
outlets
mean,
do, I think.
yeah.
I mean,
We
I
won't
don't
call
know.
it we
Let's
won't
just
call it yeah, we won't call it fake news. It's
we'll
fun
just
news.
yeah, fun news. There,
Fun
the
news.
other F word. Yeah, not fake.
It's fun
No,
news.
no, fun. We just have fun.
We have fun with it.
That's all we do. Man, having fun. Well, this has been I don't know if it's been a fun week
No,
over the last few days. It's been
been an
interesting.
interesting. It's been very
It's
interesting.
been very interesting, and we're going to lead off with college basketball here in the state of
Yep.
Alaska because there's been, uh, I guess you could call it earthquakes, at least in,
I
you
would
know,
say I would say that is definitely an appropriate term for this.
like
What's happening?
the college basketball universe is shaking up here in the state of Alaska. We'll start things off with uh, the men's program, and then we'll transition to the women's program. But it all started a few days ago with the UAA assistant coach, longtime assistant, 10-year assistant, had two stints at UAA, Ryan Orton, taking a job in conference with the
Yep.
Western Oregon Wolves to be their head basketball coach. So, a longtime assistant coach at UAA, Ryan Orton, deciding to go to Western Oregon uh, to become their head basketball coach for this upcoming season. Remember, Ryan had served two stints, like I mentioned, from '09 to 2012. And then he came back in 2017 and has been there since 2025. So, I mean, he was a huge piece of the program
Yep.
um, for a number of years, for over, I mean, 10 years is half the time that, Rusty Osborne has been the head coach,
Yeah.
right? So it's been a good chunk of, um, the tenure of Rusty Osborne that Ryan has been an assistant coach there. And now he's getting his first head coaching job with Western Oregon. And so he's the 17th head basketball coach in Western Oregon men's basketball history. So there's a little bit of a bench shakeup. I mean, assistant coaches for the men's basketball team, they haven't come and gone, but there's been, you know,
There's been
stages.
movement.
There's been movement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shane Renner,
Mm-hmm.
comes to mind, being there,
Yep.
initially, and now then Ryan Orton, Cameron Turner, who went on to be a head basketball coach down at, I believe, Eastern Arizona Community College. So he was the women's basketball coach, and now he's the men's basketball coach there at Eastern Arizona. So there's been, I mean, movement in terms of assistant coaches with the men's basketball program over the years, certainly. Um, and Ryan has been, steadfast. He's been loyal,
Yep.
and now he's getting a chance to be the head coach at Western Oregon. And I think if memory serves me right, I think he spent a little bit of time as an assistant coach in the early 2000s at Montana State. as
that
well.
sounds right.
I want to say like really like 03, 04-ish time frame to like maybe 06, 07. He started at Montana State. Um, then he eventually, I think, ends up after that '06 season comes to UAA for a little while, is what I remember. Kind of something like that. I don't know, but um, so that's just my
It
faint
said,
memory.
looking at Alaska Sports Report, uh, Van Williams had a quick blurb on it. Looks like Montana State 06 to
That's
'08.
okay. Yep.
Northwest Nazarene was before that, '04 to '06, and he was part of Eastern Washington 2000 to 2003.
Right. And he was a head coach at Lane Community College
Right.
uh, for a season as well. So he definitely has the pedigree. There's no doubt.
No
It'll
doubt.
be interesting to see what happens at Western Oregon in the first couple of seasons, how quick he can kind of turn things around there in Western Oregon and get that program back on track. There was a stint there where Western Oregon was, I mean, there were probably a 2 year, maybe 3 years where Western Oregon was good. I mean, really, really good,
Top
and made a
notch.
couple of, I think they made a really deep run in the NCAA Men's Division II tournament. Just, I want to say back in 2018, 17, something like that, I think. But uh, I think Ryan's going to do some great things down there for the Wolves. So it will be interesting to see him when they make the journey up here
It
to
will
play
be.
UAA. And I don't know how many times Rusty Osborne has faced an assistant coach as an opposing head coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I
I
don't,
mean, I don't think Shane Renner ever
Shane
took
has
a
they never played I don't think they ever played against each other.
no, and Cameron Turner. I don't think they ever played against one another.
Oh,
I'm trying to think of some other assistant coaches through that time that may have become head coaches in play. I don't think there is one. This
I
might be
don't
the
think
first
so.
time
Yeah.
that Rusty Osborne faces a coach, a former assistant coach that is now a head coach of a program. I mean, he's going to face him twice. I mean, you got to play him down there in Oregon and then play him up here in Anchorage. So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting
It will be
to
very
see.
interesting.
Mark that on the schedule when the schedule
Yeah.
comes out in the end of August. So it'll be interesting to see. So that was just one development in terms of
Well,
college basketball here in the state of Alaska.
we were kind of
So
adjusting to that. And
I was like,
then,
okay, well, that's a big piece of news because I
yeah.
remember texting you that. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
all right, this is all right, little piece of news, and then lo and behold,
And whammy.
wha-bam! We're
Yeah.
gonna one up you here. 4 days later, Ryan McCarthy, 13-year head coach of the UAA women's basketball team, deciding to take a job and making the move down to California to become the women's basketball head coach at Fresno State University. Uh, this is surprising and not surprising in my mind. This was a long time coming, and anybody that knows Ryan McCarthy and has spent time around him, he's been loyal, number one, to UAA, right?
100%.
I mean, the
13 years here?
13
Is it
years, he's
13
done
years here?
fantastic work. Number two, if you really know him, you know that he's been offered Division I jobs in the past.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he has been, I mean, in conversations, okay, he's been offered a job, but it hasn't been the right fit for whatever reason, right? One sticks out. I know I say years ago, 7, 8 years ago, maybe ish, sometime frame in that or not Western Washington, Washington State reached out to him, turned that job down. And I'm sure after that job interview, or if it wasn't an interview, whatever it was, uh, there's been other D1 schools that have come chasing after him and calling after him after all the success that he's had. And
Yep.
now he's making uh, the move here to go to Fresno State. And this is all really fast because Fresno State's head basketball coach just stepped down 2.5 weeks ago on March 24th. So
Yeah.
this is fast movement.
It's
It's
gone
crazy.
fast.
I mean, that's one thing I want to ask him. And I've texted him a couple of times, and he's been awesome getting back to me. And it's a whirlwind, right? I mean, you got to get your family situation has just changed completely, right? So
Yeah.
getting everything here from up here down there, finding a place to live, trying to start recruiting, I'm sure already, and getting
Portal's
that ball
open.
rolling. Exactly.
Portal's open.
Transfer portal
You
is
gotta
open.
gotta do
Who's coming
something.
back on? I mean, so like
Yeah.
this is a lot of stuff that he's trying to deal with in a very short amount of time. And Ryan was gracious enough to text me back and forth a couple of times, and I wished him best of luck, and he's going to have awesome success down there. And I'm hoping after the dust settles and everything, and they have a official press conference, that we can get a chance to have Ryan on the podcast and kind of ask him, some of those questions about like why was it that
Yeah.
why now of all the
Why
times,
Fresno?
yeah,
Yeah.
why Fresno State? I mean,
Yeah.
uh, I'm trying to think if he has some ties to California. I mean, I know that he's from Alaska originally. Uh, Went to school in Idaho at
Does his
Northwest
wife have
Nazarene.
any? Does his wife
I don't
have any
know. I don't know if
connections to? I have no
Jenna went
idea.
to she she coached at Florida Gulf Coast. Um, but I don't know.
I have
I'd be
no idea.
curious to know why California, because the amount of times that we've talked about like when they've traveled down to California for either tournaments or Division II tournaments, he's like, I cannot stand like the Los Angeles airport or the Los Angeles area proper. I'm like, oh, okay. And now you're moving to Fresno. So,
Have fun with
all right.
that.
Yeah. I'm like, all right. Well, I mean, Fresno's a little bit different, obviously, but it's just, I think I don't think it threw a lot of people off that he got a Division I job. I
No,
think maybe,
it's not me at all.
no,
Absolutely not. No,
not shocked at all that he got a
no,
D1 job. Hands down, certainly deserves it. I
100%.
think people are just thinking of the adjustment period themselves and kind of being so, well, what does this mean for UAA women's basketball now? Like, I
Yes.
mean, we're happy for Ryan McCarthy. Yeah, like that's cool and we're proud and you're going to go do great things and we're going to follow you. And we are.
When we are at
And
100%, we will.
like, all right, well, what is the state of women's basketball at UAA? It's been a powerhouse over the last, 13 years. I mean, McCarthy compiled a 309-67 win-loss record. He won 82% of his games, right? He set a
Yep.
GNAC record for conference titles with seven. The numerous NCAA tournament appearances, the national runner-up in 2016. I mean, all these things, right? So now, what is the state of UAA women's basketball? I have seen reports, and I can confirm that Jalen McCullough is going with him. He's already switched his Twitter accounts and social media to say assistant coach at Fresno State. All right. Ryan McCarthy has already changed his stuff to say, head coach at Fresno State. The other person that was there for Ryan for 12, maybe actually all 13 um, of his seasons at UAA is Shayna Afoa.
Yep.
And reports are that Shayna is going, but in looking at the social media stuff, Shayna hasn't changed, her little bio lines or anything like that yet. So I'm curious if she has the foot. I mean, it makes logical sense, right,
It
Isaiah? I
does.
mean,
It 100% it does. If you
I
want to
mean,
keep some of the same continuity, you like the style that they play with, you want to keep that. And let's face it, the portal's open now. If you want to keep some of those players, especially some of those Alaska players that signed on, which we've talked about in this podcast, you got to, I mean, that whole process starts now. You're not only recruiting players to come up, but you're re-recruiting your own and all. I mean, yeah,
yeah, this could get very dicey in terms of. I'll be curious. Number one, who's going to stay?
yes,
Because let's face it, today's day and age,
100%.
players more than often than not come for the coaches, right?
Yeah.
Facilities sure can be a part of that, does play a factor, but when a player makes the decision to go to a university and play whatever sport it might be, you go there for the coaching staff. I mean, you want to be a part of that. You want to be a part of that greatness and that legacy. now UAA women's basketball has built a fantastic legacy. You got
100%.
to find the person to hand it off and take that over, obviously. But um, if you want somebody who's already lived it for 13 years and your assistant coach knows how to do it, knows how it's been done, to me, it just makes logical sense to be like, hey, Shayna, do you want this job or not? Like,
Yeah.
um, I mean,
Yeah.
I know she's an Alaska
She's
girl.
an Alaska
Like,
girl. Diamond
I
grad.
mean,
I'm pretty sure she was a
Diamond
Diamond
grad,
grad.
Diamond grad, but went to Central Washington
Yep.
and played. I think she played volleyball there at Central Washington too, um, as well. I think she was a two-sport athlete.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Uh,
No.
so, but anyway, I mean, after she graduated, coming back here and has been assistant coach for all this time, associate head coach, I should say, actually. She's been the associate head coach for a number of years now, but it's a it's a rocky time now for women's basketball at UAA. So,
It really it'll be very interesting it'll be very interesting to see how it all plays out and
well,
how quick it might play out.
how do you feel if you're uh, India Clark, like the transfer from Wofford,
Yeah.
just transfer from a D1 school, coming back home? I mean, maybe that's a different situation. I mean,
Right.
Alaska is your home, so maybe this is like a legitimate like,
I'm coming
okay, I'm
home
coming
kind of
back.
thing. Yep,
Yes,
I'm coming home.
understand. But I mean, there's people that come in and transfer that they're not from Alaska. I mean, they came here to play basketball and to be coached by Ryan McCarthy and Shayna Foa and the UAA coaching staff and that kind of thing. And I'm curious to see, you know, like Jasa Gamble. She actually reclassified. She technically was a senior year this year, but was able to get an NCAA waiver and reclassify as a junior to come back. So I bet now that the transfer portal window is open, you
Yeah,
know,
is how our
the, are people going to follow McCarthy? Like, does like three players from this year's squad go down and follow Ryan? I mean,
I
this
don't
this could get wild.
I don't know. Now I would say the only difference is you've got, a really good D2 program, obviously. There's a jump to
That's fair.
there's
Yeah,
a jump to Division 1. Can some of these I mean, like you just mentioned, one of them came from a D1 school, Wolford's, so now, does she okay, I'm in the transfer portal, I'm going to Fresno's.
right.
I don't
That
know. I don't
you
know.
know that's a definite possibility. And the way that things work in college sports these days,
Yeah.
I mean, come
100%.
on. See, that's a whole nother tangent. Like, players need to be signing contracts, is almost my opinion on it. But anyway, that's neither here or there. But uh, I
Yep.
mean,
I,
this like, yep, I'm coming to UAA. All right, oh, maybe I don't want to go to UAA now. Oh, okay, well, like it's like just an ever-ending wheel here of like,
got
where do I
it.
want to go? Where's it
We
going to
got
stop?
three local Alaskans that signed up for
Yeah,
next year.
I mean, I don't know. I'm
I don't know.
curious how this is going to play out, and UAA's got to act fast.
They
I
have to.
mean, you have to get somebody almost within by the end of the week. Like you cannot let this thing drag out more than a week. If we get to next Tuesday and there has not been a head coach named, I don't
Because the
know.
port I would agree with you because the portal's open now.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
mean, that's my only concern.
that's
So
and I don't know how much portal usage is used by Division 2. I don't know those
I don't
breakdowns.
know
I have
either.
no idea, no clue. But Ryan, you've interviewed him a lot. I've been around when you've interviewed him, and I can see why people want to play for him. He has a great style. He's communicates well, and if I signed up for that, now all of a sudden, hey, he's going over here. You know, I everyone I know I respect Miley Anderson as a player. I think she's going to be a
Right.
phenomenal player. Could she play at the Division 1 level right now? I at Fresno, I don't know about that. I'm not sure. I don't know that league well enough down there. I mean, obviously, I just don't. But
Right.
how is she feeling right now? How's Jennifer Nash feeling right now?
Yeah.
The lady from Juneau, her name is escaping me right now. You know,
Uh, yeah. I
I
can't. Ah,
so
but I know what you're talking about.
it's and again, you know, hearing some of the comments Miley's said and stuff, and when we talked to her on the podcast before the state tournament, and she was saying, yeah, she signed a UAA, being at home is special, all that kind of stuff. Her
Yeah.
family can see her play, so obviously that
That's a little
probably
different.
that's going to
Yeah.
be a little different, but
Right.
still, there's definitely got to be that feeling a little bit, I would imagine. Like,
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. Um,
yeah,
yeah,
it'll
no,
be
Fresno
interesting.
State is going to be they made a terrific hire. I saw a couple of people on social media like, who do we get? Who's this guy? I'm like, oh, dude,
Oh,
like
you guys
you're
are
gonna
gonna
like
like him.
somebody's save. I almost want to like screenshot the
You should.
tweet
You should
and be like,
absolutely screenshot
5 years later, like, hey, dude, you remember when you like didn't know who this guy was? Like,
him.
oh, wait, you just won a conference title.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
hey,
right.
oh,
We know
cool,
who this
right,
is. Yeah, you're
yeah,
gonna be real happy.
yeah. Fresno State, by the way, they play in the Mountain West Conference.
Oh, they are the
Uh,
Mountain West for girls
yeah,
basketball. Okay, I knew
yeah,
they were for football.
yeah.
Wasn't sure if that translated to basketball or not.
Yeah, so I mean,
Okay,
teams like UNLV, Wyoming, San Jose State, Utah State, Boise State, Air Force, New Mexico, Nevada. Um,
that's some high level
that's
competition
Colorado
right there.
State. Yeah,
Yeah,
San Diego State. So I mean, it's yeah.
yeah,
Now the
that's
other
that's
thing I
big
thought
time.
of, and hear me out. Hear my theory here. Okay,
Ooh, I like good theories.
okay. Great Alaska Shootout. All right.
Mhm. Yes,
See
I
where I'm
see
going
where
with
you're
this?
going. I see where you're
Yes.
going. I like this.
Fresno State comes to Anchorage this this winter in November. Great Alaska Shootout.
Yeah, sign me up
Think of
for
the
that.
draw. Think of the draw.
Oh, the draw would be huge.
Ryan McCarthy comes back. I know it's been 1 year, or not even a year, like seven
Few
months down the road.
7 months.
And I mean, think of how many people would jam pack the arena,
Oh, I
right?
think that'd be fun.
I mean, UAA Fresno State would be a cool draw. You want to talk about
Yeah,
something unique.
there'd be a
Uh,
lot of people, no doubt.
oh, dude, I think it would
Yeah.
be darn near a sellout. I
Oh,
mean,
I would think so.
I mean, yeah, it's
And if
Fresno
it's if
State, but
it's
they're not coming for Fresno State. You're coming to watch the former head
if
coach.
if it's
So,
if it's not this year and it's in a year or two, then you can definitely say the place will sell out
yeah, no doubt.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's also leaves me with another conundrum of how does this affect the shootout now too? Because Ryan McCarthy was a huge piece of getting that organized,
Yeah.
and actually bringing it back for the women's side of things. So I'm curious to see because no, I don't think there's been any teams announced for this
I
year's
haven't
shootout.
I haven't heard anything, but
Yeah,
that doesn't mean anything. It's not like I'm in the
no, no,
in
it
the
doesn't. I
know
mean,
all the time.
they've gotten commitments as late as July. Like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, July, August to fill spots for the shootout. So I'm not surprised, but I am curious to see the future, like, because he was a huge catalyst for bringing that back. I mean, he
Yeah, it
was
will
the
be
one that
interesting.
he went to, you know, ConocoPhillips and ASRC saying, hey, here's what I envision. Like, how can we make this happen? And ASRC and ConocoPhillips said, all right, here's the money.
Yeah,
Let's do it. And like, oh,
let's make it
okay.
happen.
Like, yeah. So, um, anyway,
That'll be a big
interesting.
challenge.
Will be. So a lot of stuff happening in the college basketball world up here in the state of Alaska, and we'll keep our eye on it. Uh, I was trying to research the transfer portal for Division II sports, and it's like almost non-existent. At least I couldn't find anything in terms of anybody tracking like people leaving Division II, schools or anything like that. So, not to say that somebody doesn't have something out there that is keeping track of it, but I haven't found anything.
The
So,
Google machine, you couldn't find it.
yeah, Google machine didn't have it. So if somebody has like their own little personal computer that they're keeping track of down in their basement. I don't know.
Let us
Like,
know.
let me know. Like, I'll be glad. Like, how do you
Yeah.
know this? Like, I want to know that information.
AlaskaSportsTalk.com.
Yeah.
Send us a little message. We'll get it.
And that's it. So, that's the biggest news of this week's podcast. Obviously, there's a handful of other things that are going on as well, including the Alaska High School Hall of Fame,
Yep.
the class of 2025 being announced. I believe 12 inductees into this year's
12
um,
inductees. Yep.
Hall of Fame class, including one Tobin Karlberg, for all those
Yeah.
basketball fans out there, former UAA Seawolf, Grace Christian graduate as well. But yeah, 12 inductees,
Alyssa
going
Peely is
in.
in there.
Alyssa Peely as
Yeah.
well, multi-sport athlete in high school and basketball, track, volleyball as well. How many of these people are going to be in attendance for the
Um,
ceremony? Do you know?
as far as I know, we're going to have pretty good attendance. I don't know about Peely. We're still waiting to hear about that. That's right as I believe it's training camp for because
Yeah.
preseason games for the WNBA start that first week of May. So that's training camp. So I don't know if Peely will be here or not.
Okay.
Whether she's here or not, I don't know. I don't think that's going to affect the attendance. I think there'll be a big attendance. It's at the Special Olympics gym. That's where we have it this year. AJ Hall, Kenai, Alyssa Peely Diamond, Freddie Hamilton from Craig, Justin and Nathan Schwartzbauer from Colony, Carrie Whelan from Palmer, Luke Johnson, and Rachel Johnson from Nikiski, then Nathan Verdi from Whitestone, Pauline Tufy from West Anchorage, Stan Harris from Palmer, and then Tobin Karlberg, Grace Christian. So it's a really good class.
No, it is. It is.
It should be a lot of fun. Sunday, April 27th, 2 o'clock over at Special Olympics Jim Balamaci Training Center. Be great to have you. If you can't make it, it will be streaming on the NFHS network for free, so people can see it.
It's free to the public, right? I would
Yep, it's
assume.
free. Yeah, everything is
Yeah.
free. Everything's free to the public. So it's a fun time. It really is, and especially the Alaska Sports Talk. We'll be there. We'll do kind of a special podcast, and we'll have interviews with some of the inductees and just kind of reminiscing and things like that, like we did last year, and had some good stories told. And
Right.
Carl Arts was some great stories. So, well, I'm sure we'll get some more, and we'll make sure. I'm just going
Yeah,
to tell
Carl.
Tobin doesn't have a choice. He has to come on. That's what I'm going to
Oh,
tell him.
yeah.
I'm just going to tell him, yeah, you
And he'll
don't
do
really
it.
have a, yeah, he'll do it. But I am going to tell him you don't really have a choice. It's sorry.
Demand.
Yeah.
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 The people want to hear you, Tobin.
People
That's
wanted to hear you, or they're going to hear some story from when you were in grade school in the
uh-oh.
Heritage Gym playing basketball, or
Uh-oh.
just want to something. You
Whoa.
choose. You choose.
You choose. You choose.
You
I think
choose.
I think my kids have one of those books. You choose.
Yeah,
So
you
what would you
choose.
like? Yeah, let's see. What would you like? It's your story.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to
I think
pick.
we have an in with Tobin. I know Tobin,
No,
but
we do.
we do have an in. Somebody that's on assignment for this podcast quite a bit knows Tobin pretty well. An uncle,
Well,
perhaps. Yeah.
oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want it? Yeah. Okay.
Well, Brad
Well,
Bowers,
I
yeah.
know who. Yeah, I know who
Yeah,
he
yeah.
is, but I was
Yeah, I
just
mean,
like,
I think we laid it on enough that
I
Brad
just
Bowers
didn't want
is
to. I didn't want people to assume it was like you were the uncle or
no, that's probably
like.
yeah. That's good. That's a good point. Yeah.
Okay. I
Brad
mean, just
Bowers is Tobin's
oh, okay.
uncle. There we go.
Oh,
We
there you.
said it
Oh, okay.
clear.
Oh,
We
now
want
okay.
to
Now
make
we.
sure that we're clear. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Just
just have
there we go.
stories. I know Brad has other stories, but I have stories. So Tobin, you choose what you want.
Okay. There we
Yeah,
go.
you choose. Hopefully this
Uh,
gets back to him.
I should find that book and do another book review.
Oh
I wish
yeah,
I had it
the
right here.
fireside
Just, you
chat.
choose. Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah. Oh yeah.
hi.
Oh hey, how are you doing?
Hey, how are
Yeah.
you doing? I normally
Anyway,
wear
we
sweaters
got.
like this.
Anyway, Get sidetracked. High school sports, Alaska High School Hall of Fame, uh, 2025 ceremony, April 27th. Starts at 2 p.m., right?
2 p.m.
Uh,
Yep.
okay, 2 p.m. Sounds good. So mark it on your calendars. Chance to catch up with the inductees and, chance to maybe hear from them and things like that. So, uh, kind of recap, Isaiah, like how do people get nominated or put up to be in the class, like maybe next year's class or
Well,
something like that?
if you go to Alaska Hall of Fame.org, and if you type in Alaska High School Hall of Fame, you can see it. But there's a nomination button up there, and you can click that, and anybody can
Oh, okay.
nominate somebody. It's the deadline is December 1st of each year, and there's an online form and stuff like that, and there's a printable form and instructions on how you do it, the criteria for people. So again, you anybody can do that. Um, yeah, it would be great to have some more nominations. Some years we have lots and lots of nominations. Some years we have a little bit fewer. I would say that the last couple years we've had some pretty good
Yeah.
groups of nominations, and obviously not everybody gets put in, but those things are still kept, and the committee reviews it the next year. So I would definitely encourage people to go there and check that out, alaskahalloffame.org.
Yeah, and you can see all the classes that go all the way
Yeah.
back to 2006.
Yep, that was the
So,
first year.
that's when I graduated high school. So, yeah, I mean, it's a good year. Great year.
Good
Yeah.
good
Oh,
year.
oh,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Uh,
Oh, and Isaiah's like,
yeah.
oh, wow. Whoa, whoa,
Yeah, I did
whoa,
not
whoa.
graduate in '06.
Oh, are you saying you didn't graduate at all? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Kidding. No,
uh,
no, I'm
shh, you're
kidding.
supposed to
It was many years before that. Yeah. All right. Anyway, the other thing that's going on in Alaska sports is the Anchorage Wolverines. They have
Yeah,
wrapped up their regular season, get ready for the postseason. They kind of wrapped up the regular season on a little bit of a downer. However,
they
uh,
did. They
I
really
mean,
did.
it
The Friday game was good. The 6-5, and I'm telling you, it was 5-2 for a while, and then all of a sudden in the third period they came alive and ended up winning in a shootout 6-5.
was that the
So
Friday game or the
that
Saturday
was
game? I couldn't
that was
remember.
a Friday game. The
Oh, okay.
Saturday game was they did not they didn't look like they were ready, and
Yeah.
Chippewa Steel, they really needed that game to get into the playoffs because they were tied with points and blah 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 blah. So they played like it. The Wolverines didn't play as well, and yeah, so Anchorage Wolverines are the 3 seed. Fairbanks is the 2 seed. Kenai was eliminated from the playoffs. So the Wendigo are playing the Chippewa Steel, and then Wolverines are at Fairbanks starting on Friday night. So Friday, Saturday up in Fairbanks, then game 3 for sure at the Sullivan on Friday the 25th. Then if it's best of 5,
Right.
so if game 4 would be Saturday, and then another game Monday, I think it is the 28th for Fairbanks if it goes to game 5.
Right. Right. Uh, yeah. So it'll be kind of interesting. I mean, the Anchorage Wolverines kind of not saying ended on a bad note, but I mean, you don't want to
No,
go
they're
into
in
the
the
playoffs
playoffs.
having
They're in
having
the playoffs.
lost in that manner that they did in
Yeah, that
their
was
final regular
tough.
season game. So that's a little bit of a sour taste for them going into the playoffs and going on the road to start against the Fairbanks Ice Dogs. I'm curious. I'm trying to find the season series against Fairbanks in terms of win loss. I
It
don't know
was
if I can
pretty.
separate.
It was pretty close. If I'm not mistaken, I think Anchorage won the series.
I
Uh,
think
well, actually, I take that back. I think Fairbanks won the series, but it was by 1 game.
trying to find it. Pull up the.
Yeah, it's
I wish you could separate the schedule in terms of like uh,
well,
who
you
they
can you
play,
kind
but
you kind of can, but it's not the easiest.
well, no, Isaiah. Otherwise,
It's
I'd be
not the
doing it.
easiest. It's really not it's not the easiest to do. That's for
Somebody
sure.
redo the NAHL website, please.
Yeah, it's
Come on.
it's
This thing
tough.
is tough to navigate.
It's tough to navigate.
Forget it. I'm done. I'm done looking at it. I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm over it.
I
I know the series
I
was
know it was
close.
close. I think it was
Yes.
4-3 or 3-4, but it was close. Some of the games were lopsided, some of them were close. It was the last game that they played was March 23rd at the Sullivan, and Fairbanks won 5-3. They ended up winning both of the games that last series, 5-1 and
Gotcha.
5-3. So really, I mean, I watching the Wolverines this weekend, I look at it, the defense just wasn't there. They had a lot of free skaters into the zone, able to dump and chase without a lot of uh, stopping. It was, again, I don't know if some of those are the technical terms, but it was uh, it was unfortunate the way that they played uh, against Chippewa. But Chippewa, to their credit, they came out and they played hard. They had something on the line and they played like it 100%.
Digging deep into my database here of high school, or not high school, but uh, hockey, and
Okay.
trying to get this thing to load because I want to know now. After I said I'm over it of the series, I'm not over it. I'm trying to
I'm not over it. Well,
give me the results.
I think I have a way to. Whoops.
I just
I
bear with
clicked
me,
on I
sports fans.
I
Like,
clicked on uh oh, that's the last five. Never mind.
dun dun
I did it. I was able
dun.
to do it once, but
I can get to the stats.
yeah.
Give me
Brock Devlin, I will say Brock Devlin over the weekend, he had 60. He finished the regular season with 67 points, and that is
right.
the points leader for the Wolverines so far in history, team history. So that was a pretty big deal.
That is a big deal, no
And
doubt.
if nobody's gone and watched a Wolverines game, you really should. It's a good time. They put on a really nice show. They've got lights and all sorts of stuff. It's a good time.
I'm glad they have lights, otherwise it'd be pretty hard to see in there.
It would be pretty hard to see. Yeah. They have. I should probably
I'm just,
specify. Thanks for pointing that out,
I'm kidding.
Keaton.
I mean, whatever. I mean, cool.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad
They
they
got
have
light, guys.
lights.
They got
Yeah.
lights.
Yeah.
It's
They
amazing,
got lights. You can get in through the doors.
right? It's
Yeah.
guys. Look
Yeah.
at this.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
a miracle.
They have a lot of colored lights and flashing lights. So when
There
goals
you
are
go. Okay.
scored,
Okay.
there's a big show of it. They had some cool introduction stuff with a hype video and all sorts of fun stuff. And they're always doing something cool with team partners and sponsors and stuff.
Yeah.
I know they were giving out Wolverine claws last game, so that was
Oh
kind of
wow.
cool. Yeah, a lot of people had those. They were foam. They were foam wolf claws. They had a Taylor
Oh,
Swift night. I took my daughter to that. A lot of Taylor Swift
nice.
songs. People enjoyed that. Some of the guys didn't enjoy it as much, but
All right.
yeah, I mean,
Crazy. I like it.
yeah, shocking.
Uh, Fairbanks won the series, by the way.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. Um, by my count here, keep, I'm going to tally this up. One, two, three. Dun dun dun. Give me a second. Four and five, six, seven. They won 7 games. Seven out of the two, four, six, eight, 10, 12 games they played this year.
They played
So seven and
12
five.
times this year?
They played 12 times. Yep. 12
Really?
times. Yep. 12 times. So that was digging deep in the archives. Like, I finally found a website that could, whew,
Wow.
function. Thank goodness for elite prospects. Otherwise,
Oh, nice.
it was, yeah. But anyway, yeah. So 7 and 5
So
in favor
seven
of
and seven, five,
Fairbanks.
Fairbanks
One of
Ice
those
Dogs.
wins was a shootout victory as well. So anyway, neither here nor there. So scratch the records. Records don't matter.
So
You're in the playoffs.
records don't matter.
Get
You're
'em.
in the
Yep.
playoffs.
Just and no, Coach Walters talked about this, you know, in the press a couple of weeks ago, saying, "Hey, I don't care where we play, whatever.
Yep,
We're
he
eventually
did.
going to have to win on the road at some point in time, and well, whether we're starting on the road or not, well, you get to start on the road, and we'll see how things go. If the Wolverines are able to get one of those two games in Fairbanks, they get the quote unquote home ice advantage. Then at that point,
Yeah,
right, you get the
that's
next
very
couple of
true.
games at home. So
Yep.
see how things
And
kind of shake out.
that place, I guarantee you for playoffs, I guarantee you that place will be rocking on the
Oh, totally.
25th. Oh
Yeah,
man.
for their Sullivan Arena hosting a
Yeah, for
first
sure.
postseason game. Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, that place will be rocking.
And when is the last time the Sullivan Arena has hosted a postseason game of any
It
kind?
I
Like
would
whether that's been
imagine
hockey or basketball or
the last March Madness that was in the Sullivan was the 3A 4A in 2015.
was that it, huh?
That was the
Was it
last sporting event in there.
were the
Or I
Aces
shouldn't
gone
say
by then?
the Aces, I believe their last stuff was the 13-14 year.
Okay.
I think. I think it was 13-14 was the Aces final year. I'm pretty sure that
You
was the
probably
case.
that sounds right. I'm trying to
Because we didn't have to
No, you're right.
if I'm remembering correctly, we didn't have to worry about
No.
competing with the Aces during the 2015 because that was always a thing with the Aces and the Seawolves at the time with March
No,
Madness in the
no,
Sullivan.
The Aces last season was the 2016-2017 season.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I was off a
So
little bit.
there was
Yeah.
1 year there that kind of overlap. So yeah,
Okay.
the Aces last Kelly Cup was the 2013-14 year.
Okay. That I remember. I
Um,
thought I remember that right because they were in
yeah,
the Kelly Cup 14.
yeah. So yeah, 2017 was the last year, and I think that was the last.
Did they host a playoff game then?
I'm trying to think if I don't think they hosted a playoff game that year
I don't
because I
think so.
remember
Because
going to the last game of the very last game of the year or last game ever. I remember getting tickets. Kurt Heider hooked me up,
oh,
which is
nice.
cool.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that is cool.
So but anyway, yeah, crazy times, crazy. It'll be cool. So
It'll
host
be a
some
lot of fun in
postseason
there.
hockey for
No
the
question.
Anchorage Wolverines. So be sure you can get your tickets right now. Go
Yep, they
to
went on sale
yeah,
midnight. Yeah, today.
yeah, AnchorageWolverines.com. You can get your tickets. So I think it's AnchorageWolverines.com. Is that the right website?
Yeah. Yep,
Okay.
AnchorageWolverines.com. Yep.
Okay. I thought so. I was like, I was getting
And
that one, and then
if you don't follow them on social media, they do a nice job on social media.
they do.
Instagram, Anchorage Wolverines is a good follow. Yeah,
It is. It is. All right. Well, I feel like we covered a lot of ground there
lots of ground.
today. A lot of breaking news and things like that. And we'll definitely keep our ear to the ground on, what's
Yeah,
happening with the UAA women's basketball coaching situation. And as soon as something hits, we are probably going to have an emergency pod.
we'll have to do an
And
instant reaction. Yeah,
yeah, and probably look for like a random podcast dropping whenever the news hits. Because
yep,
I'm curious. I'm very interested to see who ends up taking the job and who the Seawolves elect to hire to try to carry on the tradition that's been built there and see what goes on with that. Obviously, we'll be following playoff hockey as well with the Anchorage Wolverines, which starts this weekend. So we'll have a lot more coming up in the next
yeah.
couple of weeks, including the start of high school softball and baseball season coming up as well. So a lot on the docket here in the
Lots.
state of
Yeah, spring
Alaska.
sports will really start ramping up a
Yeah, and
lot
then we
more.
have the ASAA spring meeting.
Yeah,
Those discussions coming up,
yeah,
right?
yep.
So
First week of May.
that's also on the table. Yep, coming up as well. But in terms of this podcast, we'll wrap things up. Be sure you like and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Be sure to hit us up with any content. Give us some feedback. Give us some questions that you might want to answer, topics that you want covered. Go to alaskasportstalk.com. You can get in contact with us
Yeah.
there at the website as well. So for Isaiah Vreeman, I'm Keaton Homer signing it off. We'll talk at you next week here on the Alaska Sports Talk Podcast.